those belts tight. You're watching the full Grand National Series.
Ready? Green, green, green.
Only on Legends Racing Network.
Hello everyone, we're here today at Richmond International Speedway, and we will be presenting here at race 16 of 18 the Volt Racing League, season number 3 in the GNS series. I'm going to be alongside Eric Kelpling and Michael Zero for tonight's race, and it's 120 laps here at the Richmond 3/4 mile in Richmond, Virginia. And warm-up underway currently. And the Cheney on top of the board as of now. Got a minute left here as drivers just trimming the last few laps here at Richmond, trying to find some speed that they can, and under lights here at the 3/4 mile racetrack.
It should be a quick one tonight. 125 laps, stage lap at lap 50. Race number 4 of 6 of the chase. Getting down to the wire, so the pressure is on tonight.
Yeah, currently right now, Pacey Wygent leads the top of the standings, has an 11-point lead over Nick Hapiak, who's in second. Bobby Blauer's in third. Those are the top 3 contenders right now for the chase. And also next week, they go to Talladega, so a very wild card race after Richmond here. So you want a good position here at Richmond, get some good points, and then set yourself up good for the wild card next week at Talladega. But warm up, wrapping up right now, and we're going to be grading up for this 125 lap race pretty soon.
And in 2 weeks, they finished the season off. They started all the way back in June. They finished it off at the Yacht Club Speedway. So we've got 3 different types of tracks here to close out the season. You got a short track, you got a super speedway, and you got a big oval.
As the lights set here and the sun sets here at Richmond, and the lights turn on even more as gridding underway currently. You can see the pace track on the front straightaway. And we're going to take a quick look at your starting grid here tonight for tonight's race. As Kenneth Cheney on pole position alongside him, our points leader, like I mentioned before, Pacey Wygent in second. Those two tried to battle it out last week at Kentucky. Within 58 thousandths of a second between those two drivers after that race, coming to the checkered flag. Third and fourth in the second row, we have Rodney Ayers and Josh Arnold, third and fourth. Nick Hapiak second in the points, and fifth, going to try to get up to his championship rival, and Pacey Wygent, who's starting in second. And Cole Sider in sixth, also a chase contender. Got Bobby Blowers in seventh, Giovanni Klein in eighth, Greg Killer 9, Tristan Bayer 10th, Donnie Kite in 11th, and Jimmy Minch 12th. And rounding out your field here tonight in 13th, John Matthews in the 98 machine. The space truck going through turn 3 and 4 right now. So Eric, Michael, what are you expecting tonight's race? With the Gen 6 cars, a little bit more horsepower than you have with the next gen cars here at the short tracks.
I think you're really going to have to be careful with the throttle, especially throughout the run. I was going to wear an approach to some of the stuff here. It gets slippery. I think that could be a a struggle for these drivers just getting loose on corner exit and spinning out.
Yeah, it gets really loose. So you're gonna wanna. If I were these drivers, I would definitely be working on saving that right rear for most of the run, and then just doing everything I can. Just keep those tires warm.
Yeah, we didn't get a chance to look at the weather, but we'll look at the weather during one of these pace laps like we said in stage caution on the start of lap 50 as pace truck about to pull off the hard left corner on the pit lane. About to go green here at Richmond. And the green flag is out, and away we go. Side by side now for the race lead, Casey Wydra and Cheney down the back straightaway.
I think Danny finished second last weekend.
He hasn't run every race.
Oh, caution is out. Looks like Don Matthews might be around front straightaway. There's a little bit of left side damage there. And that's going to bring out the yellow here on lap 2, as it looks like he has some toe damage also. Kind of grab walking there, the rear. Let's see what happened with the 98 machine. Looks like he just, yeah.
On corner exit and just tries to save it, but overcorrects it in the outside wall. Luckily, to stop it early in the race, he has the entire rest of the race to fix that damage and go through the field, but it's obviously not off to the start he wants.
Yeah, already having wheel damage early on. No fast repairs for tonight's race, so let's send him back. As you can see, he's crab walking there on the back straightaway. We didn't even get we barely got to the line there as Casey Wydra now takes the race lead here. He's got the choose cone to his advantage on this restart.
Yeah, it's really going to be a wake up for these drivers. I know kind of Cheney, he got loose off turn 4 a little bit there on corner exit. So drivers keep having to take my advice, just be careful on corner exit.
A lot of these drivers keep pacing around. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back for the green flag. Welcome back here at Richmond. I was about to go green this time by Casey Wydra, choosing the inside lane on this restart. Kenneth Cheney alongside him. These two started first and second on the initial start, but now they swap positions. Casey Wydra in the race lead after the lap 1 caution as pace truck is off and about to go back green.
Wydra's a great start here. I've been falling right behind him.
1-2 the points, 1-2 on the racetrack now as Nick Kapiak slots himself in the second place.
Yeah, not the restart. not the restart Kenneth wanted there, but seeing his speed right now, he should get up back up there.
Yeah, still early on in this race, you have a lot of time to make up some ground, and even if you fall back to third, fourth, or fifth on these first few laps before the stage, you have a chance to claw your way back up. But back now looking to the inside, Pacey watching the race lead. Up the racetrack he goes.
Nick Hapiak's showing some really good pace against the championship leader right now.
Look at the car loose. 22 car Drossano loose off the corner. In turn 4, he saves it. He's going to fall back a few positions though.
Still side by side of the race lead. And here at Richmond, the outside lane, you can pinch down the guy on the inside, keep your momentum off of the corner. Like it really is a good line to defend well from. Who's happy like it's loose off the floor. As Pacey Wajin still in the race lead, Hapiak following closely behind. Some cars on the outside wall there off of 2.
As you can see, this is what we were talking about earlier. Everyone's just trying to save their tires and get in the groove.
As Wygen kind of got a bad exit there off of 2, even off down the back straightaway. But Hapiak trying to set up a move here as he's following Wygen's line. As Richmond just kind of like a racetrack you want to try to get in a rhythm, just like normal short tracks, Martinsville or Bristol. You just kind of want to get in a rhythm here. And your braking zone's a little bit different than other people with the hard braking and turning there in turn 1 and turn 3. As Hapiak, I thought he was going to look for a move in turn 3, but doesn't look like he's going to.
Battle for 5th right now. Flowers and Bear side by side for about a lap now.
Yeah, Bobby Blauer's in 3rd place in the chase right now, points-wise, as we have John Matthews coming off at the pit lane. He was involved in that first lap incident. Ooh, Bauer in the outside wall off of 2, loses it, keeps it straight.
Bowers has 2 wins on a season already, but those came at the beginning of the season at Phoenix and Homestead. There's not one since June.
Yeah, Blauer's trying to look for that first win for a while here, as Nick Hapiak now looking inside Pacey Wygen. Wygen doing a good job defending on the outside lane.
If I were Pacey White, or Wygen, Pacey Wygen, I would honestly be gonna buy if I was being battled this hard early on, just to save that tire, that right rear.
Also remember that stage is on lap 50, so with these 2 championship hopefuls fighting for the championship, every point matters here in the chase. We're on race 4, we only have 2 more to go. Next week at Talladega, like we said earlier, a wildcard race. And Auto Club, honestly, probably one of the best racetracks for these NASCAR Cup cars on the schedule and finale.
Cheney and Hero slowly making their way up to this front 2, side by side now. I think trying to make the outside lane work, keep it work for him.
Hapiak almost clear off of Wygen off of 2, just not quite able to.
While these 2 are battling, that's bringing the 3rd and 4th up there a little bit. Just gonna slow them down and also burn some tires.
As you're still side by side for the race lead, this has to be burning up both these guys' tires quite a bit. As it finally the crossover now, Wygen now goes to the inside, Hapiak a bit back to the top.
Drifting away a little bit as still about to for 5th place, slowed the rest of the field down behind him. But Bowers finally got by there.
Yeah, big Gaggle cars here, 5th on back. Bull Snyder, Giovanni Klein, Jimmy Minch, and Tanya Kite.
Bull Snyder only 57 points away from 5th with Rodney Avery. So if he has a good run tonight, he has a shot at taking that spot.
Way up the racetrack goes Javine Klein. Contact him and Bowers. Klein, ooh, very close to the outside wall there, but they keep it off the outside wall. And but there he loses a lot of time there. Now down to 10th place side by side with Donnie Kite.
Yeah, and now we're in that part of the run where the tires start to wear out a bit, and you start to see these drivers getting lots of time on everyone else, showing who has pace and who doesn't.
Yeah, I think the top 4 really pulled away from the rest of the field. You got Nick Capiak leading, Pacey Wise in second, Kenneth Cheney third. You got Ryan Ayers a little bit further back from those top 3 though.
Yeah, since these two were battling earlier, Nick and Pacey, that's brought up Kenneth up there a lot.
Yeah, Kenneth kind of, he hasn't been side by side with these drivers a lot. He was on the pole, so he does have some raw speed. I think he's been saving his tires behind these 2 drivers when they were side by side for about 5 or so laps earlier.
Yeah, Kenneth Cheney's getting even closer now, about to be on the bumper. As he's right on the bumper on second, looking to take that position away.
Yeah, Kenneth Cheney not in position for the chase, not made enough starts to the points that he needed to be for championship contention, but he still wants that win. He almost was very close last week at Kentucky, but just barely 58 thousandths behind Pacey Wychenik.
Yeah, also watch out for Rodney Avers, who's making up a lot of time right now. He's been pretty quiet this race, but he's been saving that. I bet he's been saving that right rear. He's also fixing up, and it's starting to show. He's gaining a little bit.
Flowers coming in the picture as well. Wonder if he's top 3 of the spin saving tires, and wow, 4th and 5th probably burned up their stuff to catch these cars.
Yeah, Bobby Bauer slowly but surely catching up. He was about 2/10 quicker than our, or actually, yeah, 2/10 quicker than Nick Capiak last time by. He's right there in that 34 machine, closing in on Rodney Ayers behind in front of him.
Snyder a bit loose off turn 2 there last time by.
Yeah, he's been battling kind of 6 on back. These guys have been battling Javine Klein, Cole Snyder, Jimmy Minch, and Donnie Kite. We go back up to the race lead. The gap's closing between his top 5 drivers. Here comes Cheney to the inside of Wygen.
Yeah, and also here comes Bobby Blowers in that 34 machine, getting some more time on the 17 as he just got really loose on 4. That's showing he burned off his right rear a little bit.
Flowers gonna work the corner a little bit, go a bit high in turn 1 and arc it down in turn 2 to try to get the run on the 17 here.
Yeah, Blowers won at Phoenix earlier. Very kind of similar racetracks, I would say, in my opinion. Just the braking and technicality of it all. As here comes Pacey Wygen out to the inside of Nick Capiak battle for the race lead.
This will definitely bring the rest of the top 5 together.
A single file back out, down the back shoulder. Rodney Ayers under attack from Bobby Blowers. It's a bit loose off of 2. But Blowers not really able to do much in the turn 3 and 4.
He has the line out there. To the inside of 1 and 2. Can he make the inside lane work?
He should be able to, noticing now that he knows Rodney has burned out his right front a little bit.
Also, battle for the race lead too. Pacey Wygen side by side with Nick Capiak. Ooh, caution is out, and Tristan Bayer around with Josh Arnold. Down the back straightaway, and this is gonna be interesting. Will these drivers pit for tires here? They do have the stage on lap 50, so it'd be about a 10-lap sprint to the end to the stage. It'll be interesting to see if these drivers decide to pit. We'll see. Do a quick look at what happened here. We were focusing on the top 5 there while they were wrecking. Oh, it looks like Ayers was just checking up off the exit of 2, and Arnold just really had nowhere to go. They didn't have time to check up off 2, and around they go on the back straight. And I don't think any of these drivers got too badly damaged there off that wreck off of 2.
Earlier in the race, Arnold got loose off one of the corners here, and that just put him in the back, and he just has not been able to make his way up.
As we were looking at the replay, pit stops underway here. Everyone down pit lane except 3 drivers. But our race leader is not like Nick Hapiak is stopping his boss, Pacey Wygant, into his. Rodney Ayers, Cole Sayer.
I agree with the call of staying out, in my opinion. Just save that set of tires for later.
Ooh,
Yeah, we've had a
did
long
Bobby
35
Blowers
run so far.
2 tires stopped for that 34 machine. Only driver to take 2 tires, as Nick Hapiak wins the race off pit lane with the guys that took 4, Pacey Wygant, and everyone else basically behind him took 4 tires. But Kenneth Cheney in 3rd place. He was saving his tires quite a bit, letting those 2 in front battle.
Cheney's only made 6 starts so far this season.
Yeah, he has. He won at Pocono. I say he was winless, but he did win at Pocono. At the first race of the chase, so I apologize there, but only 6 starts, and so far he's been showing some really good speed this season, and even in those limited starts he's had. 2nd last week at Kentucky, and a win at Pocono about 2 weeks earlier, I believe.
He's started every single chase race so far. Best finish at 1st, worst finish at 9th, and I came at the other short track at Langley.
Yeah, Langley quite a bit different than here at Richmond. 2 short tracks on the chase schedule. Langley just a very unique racetrack on the schedule, and even on ours, it's a very flat racetrack. Nothing like Richmond though, and other than that race, Kenneth Cheney, he's shown some really strong speed throughout all different types of racetracks. 1.5 mile track, the big Pocono race, 2.5 mile racetrack. Obviously winning that one. Richmond right now in the race lead, leading some laps, and he got pole position, so he definitely has some speed. We'll see if he can hang on for these next 10 or so laps for the stage. I believe we're probably going to choose cone this time by. And it looks like Wheel Canchang going to choose the inside lane. Jimmy Minch on the outside beside him. As the guys on fresher tires, Bobby Blowers 2 tires on the inside lane, the 34 machine, trying to just do kind of a Hail Mary call, I guess, and try to get as many points as possible. But he's going to restart on the inside lane, row 2, and 4 tires behind him. Nick Hapiak on the inside lane. AC Wygant all the way back in the 7th place starting position, so we'll see if these drivers can work their way up through the field. Old versus new tires.
The rest of the restarts, this lead has really taken off. Bowers puts himself in position here. Good run off turn 2. Will he look inside?
Gives a bumper to the back of him.
Hapiak right here now. Bowers a bit loose on 2 tires.
Yeah, right side tires usually make you a little bit looser since the left sides are pretty heated up. But he's going to clear. Oh, Rodney Ayers around 2. And that's going to bring out the yellow as Bobby Blowers just took the race lead down the back straightaway. Well, it looked like Ayers just lost off of 2. He did take 4 tires last pit stop, so just the cold tires maybe at night kind of just a little bit looser than he expected. We'll see it if we take a look at this one.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about earlier.
A little contact, actually.
No. Looks like he just bounced off the.
I believe that was
the one car.
Yeah, Giovanni Klein. They're 3 wide though. Jimmy, who's that? Donnie Kite. He also stayed out on that restart, I believe. So he had older tires, and they were 3 wide. And Richmond's not exactly track you can probably make 3 wide off the exit of the corner. But Graniers unfortunately got the worst of it, and he's had a good run tonight. He was started fourth, I believe, and he was in that top 5 position basically before that caution came out. The second caution came out. Now he's down all the way to 11th place. That's unfortunate for that 17 machine, but Bobby Blowers just took the race lead as the caution came out, and that's going to work well for him with 2 tires, and you just got to try to hope to survive this stage. And remember, the stage is on lap 50.
Yeah, Habiak and Weiser were approaching quickly as well, so you really got to watch out for them this next restart. But it's going to be about 5 laps to go when they go back green left of the stage. Let's see if Flowers can hold them off.
Yeah,
I believe we have 2 laps to green right here.
Yeah, Blowers right now, his 2 wins come at Phoenix, like we mentioned before. I think you mentioned it before. Phoenix and Homestead, race 2 and 3. But he's on a pretty long winless streak. I believe that'll be 13 races since June 29th. So,
he did get second at Langley 2 weeks ago, so
yeah, he led the most laps at Kentucky. No, he led quite a bit of laps at Kentucky late in that race, but he had some trouble with some lap traffic, which kind of cost him a chance really at the win. But also he was on older tires. But he has a chance here. Still early on though, but he could win the stage here, and every point matters in the race.
And momentum is definitely on his side. He has 4 top 5 finishes in the last 5 races. The only one being at Pocono, where he finished 9th.
I believe we're probably gonna go to the green this time by, so juice gun's gonna probably happen this time. And looks like it will. Flowers gonna choose bottom.
Like I mentioned earlier, these leaders have been getting the preferred start here on the restarts, and they get to call the start, so they have the advantage. And that's probably why Cheney selected that inside lane, so he can slot in behind Flowers, because that outside lane has just not been going on these restarts. It only worked out for Wygent on the start. That's with the green flag instead of it being on leader. Race truck pulls off. Flowers on the 2 tires, gets a good start. Hapiak better than Cheney right now.
Yeah, remember Cheney on his old tires and not pit on the caution before that, as side by side Pacey Wygent and Cheney down the back straightaway. Wygent get easily clear for 3rd. But here comes Nick Hapiak to try to get the Bobby Blowers on those 2 tires.
That's Snyder to the inside of Cheney. It's for 4th.
Snyder also a wild card driver, but he is in the chase though, just off of a win.
Josh Arnold with a good recovery after spinning 2 cautions ago.
Yeah, bring out basically the initial caution that kind of bunch up the whole field back up together with these different tire strategies. But 2 laps to go for the stage. Right now, Bobby Blowers doing a great job on 2 tires, not losing a lot of time actually.
Kind of slowly but surely making his way up. He just got by 7th, and he's trying to chase down the rest of his top 5.
That's gonna be tough for him on those older tires. Bonnie Klein now on fresh tires, looking to the outside of them. Looks like Cheney just doesn't have enough of those tires saved that he thought he did. But come to the stage caution this time by, Bobby Blowers off the turn 4, gonna win your stage.
Just able to hold off Hapiak there. We had about 1 or 2 more laps. I think Hapiak could have passed him.
Yeah, but Blowers did a lot better job than I thought he would be able to on those 2 tires. He was a little bit slower than Hapiak, but not by much. Maybe half a turn each lap or so.
Jimmy Meek was another driver that stayed out. He ended up finishing 9th in that stage. So
Yeah, the drivers that stayed out were, I believe, Jimmy Mensch, Donnie Kite, and Kenneth Chanley finishing 7th, 8th, and 9th. So doesn't look like it worked out for those drivers, as they're gonna probably have to pit this. They're definitely gonna have to pit this time. But will any of the other drivers come down pit lane this time? They only have 4 extra sets of tires, so they go back down to 2. So 2 sets for the next 75 laps. Looks like Jimmy Minch stays out. Interesting call from that. Actually, no, he did pit last time, excuse me. So we have about 10 lap old tires for that 94 machine. As here comes the rest off for pit lane. Cole Snyder looks like he took 2 tires there. Actually, no, fuel only. 4.8-second pit stop for him and Giovanni Klein, Cole Snyder. Fuel only there.
Very interesting strategy for the 24 car, but I'm not against it, but it's interesting.
Yeah, him and Giovanni Klein took fuel only, so and Greg Pillar actually 5-second pit stop for him. So
Oh wow.
3 drivers electing to take fuel only during that stage caution, and Jimmy Mensch staying out.
this could just be really costly if we have a long green flag run here. You're
Yeah.
just gonna fall back to these guys in new tires. You won't
Most
have a
likely.
caution to save you.
He does save a set though, so if you have a late race yellow, he could maybe take a little bit more sets. Everyone who pitted has 2 sets of tires left though. Mensch would have 3 right now, with about 75 laps to go. We're gonna take a quick break and we'll be right back before the green flag. Welcome back here at Richmond as we're about to go green after the stage caution. Jimmy Minch going to be on first here on the outside lane. Cole Snyder up beside him, fuel only for that 24 machine. And Giovanni Klein, fuel only, his green flag is out, and away we go.
If we get a long run and then a caution with, like, let's say 15ish to go, that's going to be gold for Cole and Bobby. As they'll have, like, a really strong advantage if we get a caution that late.
Yeah, they did take fuel only. I'm
Oh,
not sure.
Donnie. The two cars able to save it and went around
No
there.
yellow there. We'll take a look at what happened there. Did not catch that. Looks like he just lost off 4. Ayers does a good job to avoid, but we stayed green.
That's unfortunate for Donnie there. You just gotta be careful off turn 2 and 4, not spinning the tires too much. Line loose off turn 2, that's gonna lose him. Does Shaney looks like no, he's finding back in the outside lane. Happy back there as well, ready to pounce. Jimmy Meek able to hold off Bobby Bowers pretty good so far. Snyder hanging in well.
Pacey trying to make up all that lost time.
Oh, the one loose again. Struggling with his race car on this restart. Snyder using that high lane, cutting down, trying to get the run, but it's not going to work out. Bowers in position to make a move here on the leader. Happy back to the inside lane. So that battle for 4th place. And soon to 5th. Back to the lead. Bowers gonna look low.
Pacey finally gets by the one car for 5th place.
This outside lane has been a usable lane all night, so it's not over for Mink. It's Cheney weeding in the wings. Bowers a bit loose on the low side. So Wygen around Klein for 6th place. But now Cheney has entered the picture here for the lead. 3-car battle. Drivers have gapped 4th place here. But I expect them to close on in as these front 2 remain gridlocked side by side. And Bowers struggling a bit in the inside lane here, gets a bit loose. And Meek holds him off. Cheney gonna look high. Bowers tries to shut the door, but it doesn't work. You know, he does make it work. Doesn't work for Cheney. Is Meek loose?
Yeah, now that Kenneth has seen Bobby get loose off the corner, he's definitely going to try and pounce now. Bobby keeps getting loose off the corners with that right rear burning up.
Yeah, Bowers tried to send it in turn 3, but Cheney was already to his inside lane. Cheney with the move now. Gonna allow Meek to pull away. Maybe. Bowers making the inside lane work. Almost coming together up front for second.
Yeah, right now, Jimmy Mink doing a great job defending from these 2 drivers.
Josh Arnold, I just want to say, like, on that restart, he was all the way back in the pack, and now he's made his way up to 7th place. A great run so far these last few laps.
Yeah, he was one of the drivers that took fuel only last time by. Still side by side for 2nd. Here comes Happyak now, side by side for 4th on Cole Steiner and Pacey Wygen behind him.
Bowers into the wall, almost 3 out for the lead. Meek getting a bit loose off the corner there, starting to struggle with this race car. Bowers looking 3 wide.
Ooh, just not enough space there other than outside of Jim Mink. Kenneth Cheney still almost clear of Minch, but not quite, as Minch still holding on strong on the outside. As Cheney finally clears, as our Pulsar now back out in front.
Lars sends it in there on me.
Super loose off the floor.
He's just been really aggressive back on the throttle throughout the night.
That could really kill his right
time.
rears though once we get really long green flag run. I think our longest green flag
Yeah.
run was about 25 or so laps.
He's still fighting the car. Here comes Hapayak and the rest of the field. Close it in slowly.
I think Flowers really used up his tires, and it's kind of showing right now.
I have to agree, as I just want to mention that these people who take 2 tires or stay out, they have done a good job holding on. We saw Bowers do that earlier with 2 tires. Jimmy Mink, he wasn't able to do it the first time, but on this one where he stayed out, he's, been able to stay up here. So staying out,
Jimmy
not
Mink,
hitting definitely has been a good thing for some drivers here.
Jimmy Minch has done a good job so far holding on. He held on for the lead for quite a bit. Now he's holding on for second, and that's allowed Ken Chain to pull away. And it's allowing Nick Hapiak and Pacey Weisman to close down the gap for that second place position.
Battle for second.
Here
and
comes
battle
Bobby
for
Flowers.
fifth place.
He clears them easily in one corner.
So it looks like
Hey.
Jimmy Minch down pit
Hey.
lane, halfway through the race.
Interesting.
75 laps to go.
Very interesting
I
stretch.
guess the fuel, I mean, he went about 32 laps right there on fuel.
Just gonna put
So
him a lap down though. That's the
maybe
thing.
maybe one or two, possibly. You just gotta hope he does not get a caution. That'd be pretty devastating for his race. Gets into his box here. We'll see, I'm guessing taking 4 tires and a full tank of fuel.
A really unfortunate turn of events for him. This is not gonna play well for him.
I just don't know if he can really go 75 laps in one set of tires. I mean, that's his plan here. I mean,
Definitely, it's honestly definitely possible, I think.
but also you
He's
only
gonna have to take it really easy.
fuel-wise, he only has 60% fuel in the tank, so I don't know if he barely might have enough fuel to even make it 75 laps. But we'll see what plays out here. Still a long way to go. We're just a little past halfway in tonight's race.
He'll end up going a lap down.
Actually, excuse me, it'd be 50 laps to go. My bad, that's 75.
Cheney opening up his lead a little bit over Bowers now. Wygent and Hapak have caught these leaders. Wygent been on the door of Hapak these last few laps. Looking to pounce right now.
As we said multiple times tonight, DC Wise and Nick Capiat, championship rivals pretty much. And next week at Talladega, it'll be a wild card, so you want as many points as you can at stable, I guess, kind of more in control here at Richmond than you are at Talladega. But we saw a good PC Wygent was at Daytona earlier in the season.
He was able to score the win in the season opener.
Yeah, it was the only Super Speedway on the schedule so far, and him and Rodney Ayers basically dominated, or second, excuse me. Him and Rodney Ayers basically dominated that race at Daytona opener, and he got second in the Daytona race for the chase. But he definitely knows how to work his way around the Super Speedway in these Gen 6 cars.
Yeah, for those who need a reminder, Pacey Wygent has an 11-point lead so far in the chase over Nick Hapiak, with 2 races to go, excluding tonight. Flowers and Cheney look to be running around the same lap times the last few laps.
And the
Drivers
ways
are really
and the way the points shape up is first place kind of gets 3 bonus points compared to second, and it goes down by 1 each position. So basically, third to fourth is just a 1-point difference between Nick Hapiak and Pacey Wygent. Also, Nick Hapiak won the stage, and also his other points are like for leading the lap, having the fastest lap of the race, having the pole position, and leading the most laps. So obviously, we don't really know exactly the numbers right now, but those all do add up. But I don't believe any of these 2 drivers will probably lead the most laps, as Kim Chain been out front quite a bit on this race. But they're closing the gap right now on the 76 machine. Let's do a quick comparison between first and third. We can do so. Be back in here. Because right there you see Nick Hapiak just slowly but surely gain the gap on Kenneth Cheney. As soon as I say that, loses about half a tenth. But you see lap 82, lap 83, he's been gaining about 2/10 before then. And loses half a tenth there. But slowly but surely trying to close the gap on Kenneth Cheney. Our current race leader with 40 laps to go. And these guys might have to make one more pit stop here tonight. They've been 30 laps on this tank of fuel and tires. So we saw Jimmy Minch have a pit stop here. He's in 12th place right now. He's about 4/10 quicker each lap than our race leaders on those fresh tires.
Well, I was going to run a lane up. No, get a bit loose there. I know in turns 1 and 2, Hapiak try to run a lane higher off the bottom, so he does the same. Nope. Well, I was going to try to cut down in 1 and 2. See if that works out for him.
Pacey trying to reel down the numbers.
Number 6 of Hapiak. Runs a bit higher off the yellow line here through 1 and 2. Why'd you just trying to close in on Hapiak? He's been at his bumper for the last 20 laps, but he has just not been able to get side by side with him. It's his top 4, almost a straightaway lead over the rest of the field.
Yeah, right now just top 4 really just dominating right now. Let's go back to the back here. Rodney Ayers, not really the back, but the mid pack. Rodney Ayers and Josh Arnold battling for that 6th place position.
Josh Arnold trying to recover after spinning early in the race. Trying to get back, make it back to the field as he's battling that 17 machine for 6th.
Yeah, Rodney Ayers and Josh Arnold having incidents both off of turn 2. Low contact for both drivers, sending them around, but making their way back up the field. But Nick Hapiak slowly but surely closing the gap here on Bobby Blowers. But it's one thing to pass, especially at Richmond. It's one thing to pass him. One thing to catch him, I mean, and another thing to pass him. Is right on the back bumper of the 34 machine.
As close as these drivers have been to each other since the restart. Wygent looking low. No, he's going to try to arc the corner here. Flowers and Wygent, Flowers and Hapiak glued to that yellow line there. So here it
Wygent sending it.
Finally able to get to the inside of Hapiak on this run. This outside lane has been tough to pass. So
Still side by side. The outside lane's probably been a little bit better so far, but Wygent looking good right now on the inside lane. And there goes Nick Hapiak. Almost cleared Pacey Wygent. He cleared him for a second, but just not able to clear him enough into turn 1, 2. There he goes. Finally clear. He's really looked inside Bobby Blowers.
trying to use the momentum as he has it, but I don't think he'll be able to get around Bowers here. Since Bowers is on the outside lane. Almost clear of the 6. No, he's going to send it in. Bowers is going to back up the corner.
Yeah,
Going to give him a lot of room on the outside lane.
Both giving each other room respectively. As Nick sends it in turn 3.
He's kind of a little slide job there, a 34 machine, but very, very clear actually. Not even close to chopping his nose off. Here comes Wygent now, the inside lane. He's gonna clear Blowers for 3rd. Now, when will these drivers pit? I mean, we saw Jimmy Minch going on pit lane, and these guys are about 45 laps on fuel and tires. As soon as they said, Bobby Blowers on pit lane. So I don't know if these drivers will have to pit here, but I would assume they would.
Flowers took too early on in the race. That gave him this track position. So let's see what he does with this strategy. Will he just go with all 4 tires here?
I think he's gonna do a 2-stop if I had to guess. I mean, that's probably his Hail Mary call right here. And yes, that's exactly what he does. He's been pretty risky this season on those 2-tire stops, and right away he goes. And Jimmy Minch could be quite a bit ahead of him, about 2.5, 3 seconds ahead of Bobby Blowers. So Minch has 4 tires, Blowers on 2 fresher tires on the right side, but we'll see how that plays out for that 34 machine. We'll keep an eye on that one. Still the battle for second, still close and heating up as 2:10 separate our championship rivals, 1 and 2 in the championship.
He's trying to set sail. He hasn't been able to put a huge gap on these drivers, but he has pulled away on these last few laps.
Yeah, Kenneth Chain he's done a good job this run. Not looking in his mirror, not worrying about anyone else. He's been running his race. He got the lead early on with being by Jimmy Minch. And he hasn't really looked back since. He won the pole. He's been top 3 basically the whole race. He had that no tire, or he stayed out during that one caution. Kind of cost him a few positions. I mean, overall, he's been having a great race so far. And right now he's leading with 25 laps to go and counting.
Sargent trying to arc the corner here just to get more momentum. Looks to be the case.
Oh,
He
here he
dives
goes.
down low.
Oh, here we go. Trying to send it in there. He won't get the run off the corner because he put all that momentum on the entry, but he'll try again in a bit here.
Yeah, Pacey Wajent. I think he knows he's a little
Trying
bit
hard.
quicker than Nick Hapiak. As an update here, Bobby Blowers just got by Jimmy Minch, even though on those 2, even though he took 2 tires on his pit stops there.
Oh, here it comes
Why
again.
just sends it in?
And he sticks with him this time. Now,
Like nearly off the wall there, off 4.
now he's going to try and arc it a little bit, diamond it, the number 6, and it almost works.
Try the
And
crossover,
he's not gonna
but
go
why
for
just slam the door? Now why'd you have to chase down Cheney here with 21 to go? Can he do it?
And will these guys pit? I mean, that's still a question up in the air. If they will pit or when. I don't know if it's either or. Is Kenneth Cheney crossing the line right now? Casey Wajent crossing the line right there. So you kind of see the gap between these 2 drivers. 1.6 seconds.
Bobby Blowers' faster car gonna get around these 2.
Yeah, even on those 2 tires, he's way quicker. And short pitting seemed to work for that 34 machine. Will these guys have to pit here? As doesn't look like they will this time by. Sorry, we still don't know exactly what the fuel window is, but I mean, if Bobby Blowers did pit with these guys during the last caution they had, which was the stage caution, I believe, if I remember. Let me go look at that. Yeah, it was the stage caution when we went back green, so everyone's on the same fuel strategy, except Jimmy Minch. He stayed out, but everyone else is on the same fuel strategy. Bobby Blowers was on the same fuel strategy, and he had to pit this time. So I mean, maybe he's just trying to pit. I mean, at this rate though, Bobby Blowers could unlap himself and take the race lead. Maybe. Might be a little bit stretched though. But oh, here comes Pacey Wajent off pit lane. These guys do have to pit here as Wajent first, or I guess second leader of the pit, down pit lane. But where will Bobby Blowers come out? Also, I think a car around maybe. Azu, that's
Is that our leader?
Greg. Yeah, that might have been Kenneth Cheney losing. We'll take a look at that one. It looks like Bobby Blowers may have gotten to the back of Kenneth Cheney.
Wow.
He just sent him. I don't know if that was intentional or what. As No, Nick Capiak now side by side with Kenny Cheney. It's Kenny Cheney going down pit lane, and
I mean,
that
I mean,
throws a wrench in everything. I don't know if that was intentional by Blowers. We didn't really see anything Kenny Cheney did wrong
yeah, I don't
for
think so.
them.
I mean, Flowers had just been passing everybody in the outside lane with his fresh
I think he
tires. I don't think-
expected, yeah.
Yeah, I just don't think he expected him to be up there and to slow down so much entering the corner, changing with his older tires.
As Rodney Ayers is down pit lane, but Pacey Wygant, he's gonna be about 7 seconds back from Bobby Blowers as he's behind Jimmy Minch, and Bobby Blowers is way up the racetrack off of turn 2,
But he's
and
loose.
Pacey Wygant just entering turn 1 right now.
Really loose there off the corner.
Yeah, he only took right side tires, but I mean, right now it's working very well for that 34 machine. As Pacey Wygant took 2 also. He also took 2 tires. Kenneth Cheney took 4. He's about 7 seconds back from Pacey Wygant. With 13 laps to go,
He's gonna need a yellow.
he's probably going to need to go, yeah. Nick Capiak trying to stay out. Ooh, in front of him, that's Jimmy Minch. Pitted really early in that run last time. Pitted around 37 laps ago. But he does have 4 tires on that race car. Newer, I guess I should say. They're not new, but newer than Nick Capiak.
Why's he gonna make his way around? Not back on the outside lane. How that gives him the outside lane.
Capiak, no, he will not be coming in this time. Looked like he was slowing down a little bit. But I think he's going to try to stay as long as he can and try to hope for a caution.
I would like to get a comparison lap time wise between Bobby Blowers and Pacey Wygant. I know there's a big gap between those two drivers, but
About 6
I just
seconds. And, oh, Bobby Blowers again in the Donny Kite. He's hitting a lot of people on entry. I'm not sure if he's expecting these guys to check up a little bit more than him, but I mean, he should. He's on way older tires than him. Not sure exactly what's going on with that 34 machine, but take a look at the lap times between him and Pacey Wygant.
And he's still getting loose on these axes of the corner, so he is just having a rough time controlling his race car and just weaving his way through traffic.
Looks like Pacey Wygant about half a second quicker each lap as we have a slow car on the inside lane. That's John Matthews there. But second last time by with the contact between Bobby Blowers and Donny Kite. Kind of see a better view of this one, I think, from the maybe the blimp stat camera. You can't really tell who's who, but that's kind of the gaps between everyone. But Blowers on the back straight away, and Pacey Wygant just off of 2, so he's about 1 straight away ahead of Pacey Wygant. Nick Capiak still saying out, let's go on board the 6 machine. Let's see if he's trying to save some fuel. And he is shutting off the engine actually, coasting all the way through the corner. So can the 6 car make it on fuel here? What do you think about this strategy, Eric?
I mean, trying to do anything to win. I mean, like we said, we don't know what the fuel window is, but I mean, if you have a chance, you know, he's 11 points behind Wygant.
Yeah.
Just trying to do anything to make sure he can one up him.
And a win here would give him a lot more points, because a win, you basically get 3 bonus points. Basically, it's 45 points for a win. Second place gets 42. So a win is massive in the points structure here in Bolt Racing League. And Pacey Wygant going to try to claw his way up the field, tries to get as many points as he can. He's up to 6. So without the bonus points, with leading a lap and most laps led fastest lap, he would be about, I believe, 7 points behind Nick Capiak. Make that 6 now, and I'll cut the lead down to 5 between him and Nick Capiak if everything stays put.
Kind of, well, excuse me.
Capiak really seeing a lot of fuel right now as he's starting off the engine, coasting basically the whole front straightaway. As there's no sound from that engine all the way through the turns. Still off, back on down the back straightaway.
This is really something. And he's still got about 4.5 seconds over Josh Arnold.
Let's
and
compare
Paul
him
Snyder.
to Bobby Blowers right now, who would be the closest driver on the newer tires.
He's got 7 seconds, so
7 seconds, 4 laps.
I don't think it's going to be enough. He's got to start gaining multiple seconds a lap if he wants to catch Capiak here.
He's still
But
saving a
he's still
lot
got
of
to go
fuel.
around Snyder and Arnold. I'd like to get a camera on those two drivers, second and third place, just to see if they're side by side. No, they're not.
Also, Josh Arnold closing a lot on Nick Hapiak. Hapiak, 2 laps to go. Arnold gained about 1 second last time by. He's 3 seconds back now from our race leader.
But what a call by Hapiak. Nobody really expected to go this far on fuel, but he's made it work by just shutting the car off for half a lap
White
here.
flag this time by. Arnold 2 seconds back. He's closing the gap. Is Hapiak out of fuel? 1 second now between him and Josh Arnold.
Here comes Josh Arnold.
You just got to
On earlier.
He has to turn on the engine. No more saving for Nick Hapiak.
Arnold in the wall.
He's still, his engine's off still.
Going.
He's gonna cross the line.
Oh,
Here
here
comes.
comes, here comes Josh. and
Wow.
barely.
What a fuel run as as Bobby Blauer is up to third,
What a
as
finish.
Cole Snyder goes all the way down to 9th place from third. I'm not sure how a lot of positions.
He
changed
ran out of
there.
fuel, looks like. A lot of these drivers did.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of them did.
As it was almost too late for Nick Hapiak. He's going to get a shove from Pacey Wygen here. Victory bump. As well. What a finish. Arnold so close, yet so far by about a car length or two at the end there. He's not going to do any burnouts here. Doesn't have the fuel. Just stop the car right in front of the grandstands.
What a win for Nick Hapiak, and that's gonna get great points there for him. As we're
It's
gonna
only
take,
his second win of the season, too.
as we take a quick break, and we'll be right back for our top 3 interviews.
Push past all the pain that you're going through. It won't last if you move how you wanna move. Get lost in the work that you gotta do to be someone better. You can grow into something new. I could be anything that I set my mind to. I do what I need, I can push right through. Fight through those things that are holding me back from the life that I like to have. I'm like, give me time, I'll be just fine. You thought I was worth leaving behind? You're out of your mind. I'll come back better than ever, no matter Watch out, you fear me now. I can get real mean. I can get real green, got me hulking now. I don't forget those things, don't hear me loud. I focus on myself, I focus on my health. The greatest revenge is building up yourself. Your life and your drive, building up your wealth. Becoming something better than you've ever felt. If you got dreams that you're chasing, the fear in your life, stand up and face it. Ain't nobody coming to help, you're all alone in this world, in this life, embrace it. I know it might seem hard, it might seem tough, it may sound rough, but this state of mind will get you through a lot of stuff and keep you accountable to stay strong when it's tough. No help, I do it by myself, couldn't even tell it, I've been through well. But on the other side came a soldier, much bolder, standing broad shoulders. Step aside and give me the controller, I came here to win, I don't lose, high roller. I wanna be the best in the game, yeah, I came to play and invest, stay colder.
Welcome back here at Richmond. We're going to be interviewing our top 3 drivers. First off, Nick Hapiak, our race winner. Hello, Nick. You got a copy?
I do. How's it going?
What a race that was. Fuel saving crazy at the last 10 laps here. Talk us through that, turning off your engine through these corners and basically half the front straightaway those last 10 laps.
I was just telling the guys that was the most stressful last 10 laps because I knew if it worked, it was going to pay off huge, but I knew if it didn't work, I was going to be screwed. And I saw everybody peeling off, and I was battling with Pacey there. I think we were second and third for a while, and third and fourth behind Bobby there for a little bit. And I was starting to kind of clutch it through down the front stretch going into turn 1. About halfway through that run, I did it maybe 10, 12 times over the course of the run, just to try to save a little bit. But I knew I needed to maintain that position over Pacey just because of our point situation. And so I was trying to balance save and go, which is really hard to do. And but when I saw Pacey peel off, I went full save mode, and it paid off. I everybody always says I'm a wild man when it comes to strategies. Excuse me. And I did it tonight, and it finally worked. And typically, my wild strategies don't work, and I fall on my face. But tonight, it worked, and it couldn't have happened at a better time. I know. I'm pretty sure this closes up the points. We should be. I'm thinking maybe 4, 5, 6 points apart now going into the next race. So it's really coming down to the wire. I couldn't be happier right now. I wish I could do a burnout, but I have literally no gas. It won't even start. So
Yeah, we saw that right there. You couldn't even get it started, but I think it's about 5 points between you and Pacey. Maybe a lot more than that. But going to Talladega, so wild card next week. What's your thoughts on Talladega? Pacey Wygant first and second at the Super Series this season so far. He's would be definitely probably the one to beat there.
yeah, it's he's always tough. Him and Rodney work really well together. I'm gonna have to pull a rabbit out of a hat and hope for the best. The big thing is you got to survive. I mean, all it takes is it doesn't even have to necessarily be a bad move on anybody's part. It's just one small thing goes wrong and 3/4 of the field's gone. So surviving will be goal number one. Goal number two is always the checkered flag or finish the best I can.
Anyone else you like to thank for tonight's win here at Richmond?
Yeah, you guys up in the booth, Juicy Spider Studios, Juicy Spider Gaming, Ayers Designs, Mike Morgan, Pacey, Donnie, Fastcast Podcast. There's a lot of people out there putting some work in for everything we got going on right now, and I appreciate it a lot. And well, hopefully I'll be talking to you guys again next week.
Yeah, it's probably what you want to hear do next week. But congrats on the win here at Richmond, and good luck in the rest of your season.
Sounds good. Oh, and real quick, hi to mom and dad watching at home. I just got a text from dad and mom, so I know they're watching. So, but anywho, y'all have a nice night.
Yeah, thank you, and like I said, congrats on your win here tonight.
Thank you.
That was Nick Hapiak rounding out the first place here at Richmond. Great win for him. And we're going to be interviewing our second place driver, Josh Arnold.
Maybe.
Hello, Josh. You got a copy?
I do.
They went 70 laps there on that tank of fuel. Basically, you and Nick kind of had the same strategy. You had a little bit more fuel than Nick, though. But talk us through your fuel saving stint right there in those last 70 laps.
I mean, I kind of knew it was going to shape up to be that way if someone pulled that strategy. And I was at the back, so I was like, hey, I'm going to come get me an extra lap of fuel and then just see how that plays out. And I was real loose. There was some kind of mix-up with the Ford setups. So I was really loose because I didn't able to practice on the open setup. So just had to kind of work with it that last run. Just be slow on purpose, kind of like the Logano strategy there at Nashville. But almost got Nick. I hate to. This is the second straight week I've talked to you in the booth, and feel like chase drivers should be up here. Finishing 1, 2, 3. I'm glad to kind of be in the mix and keep them safe, but also steal their points.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you almost got the win here tonight at Richmond. Less than 2/10 between you and Hapiak there, and almost pulled off. Anyone I think for tonight's second place run?
Want to thank the league. Want to thank Pennzoil, and then of course want to thank Legends Racing Network.
Yeah, and thank you for racing each week, and that was a heck of a finish that was shaping up there at the end, and congrats on your second place here tonight at Richmond.
Yeah, if the start finish line was kind of like Talladega,
Oh,
I might have had a shot, but
yeah,
it's more closer. So, but no, I'm happy for Nick, and I thought it was a pretty good race throughout the field.
yeah,
So,
a lot of different strategies there, and worked out for you in the end, rounding yourself off in second. So good luck next week at Talladega.
thanks so much. See y'all then.
Yep, thank you. That was Josh Arnold in second place, and Bobby Flowers finishing in third. Not the result he wanted here tonight, but still overall good finish for him. Came into the booth here. Hello, Bobby. Got a copy?
Yep, I sure do.
Rounding off in third place, you took 2 tires there on your last pit stop, but 2 drivers ahead of you just saved just enough fuel to barely make it to the end. You think you could have maybe done the same, or do you not think you could have saved enough fuel there at the end to make it?
I think I did about as good as I could have there. I was not going to be able to save enough. At least at the start of the race, I was showing probably 12 short to the end if trying to make it on the last stage on one without a pit stop there. But I didn't think that anybody else was going to be able to save either. But yeah, big props to the two that beat me there.
Yeah, still third place. Still in the hunt for the championship. I believe you came in here into the race third, and you should gain a little bit on Pacey. Probably even with Nick probably pulls away a little bit, but overall still gain a little bit of points going to Talladega. What do you think? What are your thoughts on Talladega next week?
Uh, it's tough battling teammates for the championship here because that's the one place you need teammates. I'm just gonna show up and see what we can do.
Yeah, overall good race for you. Third place. Anyone to thank for tonight's run?
Yeah, PBR Racing. Y'all in the booth. Y'all are great every week. Shout out my friends Greg Filler, Casey Ellis, Tristan Bear. I wish Casey was here. He didn't make it. John Matthews, and yeah, all my teammates. And big shout out to 213simware.com. Shout out to the J&B Late Model Tour, which is actually a Bolt series now. Check that out in the Bolt Discord. Shout out Blank Designs. That's me. Hit me up if you want to paint. And that'll do it for me.
Yeah, congrats on your third place finish here tonight at Richmond. And we'll see you next week at the wild card at Talladega.
Yeah, thank you.
As Bobby Blowers round out in the third place position here tonight. Take a quick rundown of your race results here. As we do so every time, but there's your race results here. Nick Hapiak in first place, less than 2 tenths separate him and Josh Arnold from first and second. Man, I thought for a second that Josh Arnold would be able to blow by him on the outside lane, but just not enough time. And like you said, start finish line here at Richmond's a little closer to turn 4, so I think if it was like in a normal spot, it would have been even closer than that. But Josh Arnold barely in second place. Bobby Blowers in third, Pacey Wygent fourth, Ronnie Kite fifth, Kenneth Jones sixth, Ronnie Klein seventh, Kenny Minch eighth, Will Center ninth, Rodney Ayers round out. And Greg Killer 11th, Christian Bear 12th, and John Matthews 13th.
Yeah, Josh Arnold, really up and down day today, and just a great strategy called by him and Hapiak just to rebound after a tough day for him. So
yeah, he was involved in one of those crashes early on, but next week Talladega should be a fun one, exciting track racing in the Gen 6 cars. So we will see you there at the same time. So yeah, should be a fun one, and second to last race in the chase. So thank you guys for watching. Next week.